There we go. Hey everybody, I wanted to do a video today on another free lesson from the Book of Life. You know, grateful we have perfect feedback on Amazon. We just got set up on Barnes & Noble, though we are moving away from Amazon for a lot of reasons, to say the least. But that's a whole nother, 15-20 minute video. Today I wanted to talk about a topic in the book where I didn't really know where to put it, actually. I have 10 chapters: ego, success and goals, spirituality, depression and mental disease, love, religion, world relations, and more, the mind. But I didn't really know where to put anger, because, this is something very foreign to me personally. And I ended up putting it in success and goals, because you will not have a successful relationship, successful career, successful personal life with your, self. Any goal you set in life will not be successful. And, this is very foreign to me. And it was not always like that. It was not always like that. And this is one of the big keys to mastering and dissolving your anger. And what do I mean by that? Well, when you think of a baby, right, what does a baby do? It just cries. It doesn't even, it doesn't know how to talk yet. All it can do is cry. When you think of a child may try to talk, but it's going to end up crying, 80-90% of the time. Then you have a teenager. 50% of the time they're going to talk, and then they're going to freak out the other 50%. And I talk about it in all my videos, right? Everything in life starts with yourself first. I've had the privilege to, study psychology or specialized psychology. I don't study dark psychology, I call it, where they just teach people how to write prescriptions and disorders that are not even disorders. And, physics, quantum physics, energy, how energy and frequencies work. And above all, the science of life, like Albert Einstein. And when I've studied this my entire life, and I've overcome all of these 700 pages I talk about in the book. I've actually applied it to my life, which is very important to me because credibility is being lost. When I first started my self-help journey, there was only 4 mentors. I had the privilege, right, of only having 4 powerhouses at the time to learn from, and combining all of what they taught me. Now I know it's all about this, so I don't really follow them anymore on a personal level. And what does this have to do with you and your anger? Well, everything starts with you first. And it's our mind that directs our energy, right? The physical body is an illusion. It's our mind, our subconscious mind, that creates all of our thoughts that we think during the day. And these thoughts create emotions, right? And most people are not self-aware. My favorite quote from a movie is, "Be aware of your thoughts at all times. During the day, I am always thinking. I am always relaxed." Some people say it's almost robotic. Well, when you look at Mark Zuckerberg and you look at the most powerful people on the planet, they're all very similar. They're almost robotic in a sense because they're not allowing the world to control them. They're not allowing the world to turn them into a puppet and bounce them around like a ping pong, And that's why I say you need to learn how to think and respond instead of just reacting and allowing people to have power over you, because we are energy. When we die, we still let off a heat signature. We have enough energy in our palms to light up an entire city. So what does this mean? This is how powerful your thoughts are when it comes to directing your emotions. And this is where anger stimulates from. People are just reacting. They're not thinking. And Albert Einstein says it perfectly. The educational system is broken. We need to stop teaching our children how to memorize information to where they're going to become another repeat and end up broke and looking for a job. That's what college... I have a friend that took computer programming, and all they did, he said, was teach them how to memorize the history of computer programming. They didn't teach them how to code. They just taught them how to memorize a bunch of information, put them $20,000 in debt, and now they got another soul they can harvest off of. The same family that owns all of the media, they don't give a fuck about you, and this is why they don't teach you how to think. Albert Einstein was way ahead of his time. The educational system needs to stop teaching people how to memorize information and teach them how to think. And I don't mean mental activity. I mean you need to really think. Street smarts. I had the privilege to live in Mexico for over a year, in the ghettos for a lot of that time. I learned street smarts really quick. I come back to Phoenix, Arizona, and there's people locking their car 3 or 4 times. There's people locking their doors at night. I'm like, who are you hiding from? Common sense is not that common anymore. People don't have street smarts anymore in America because America and the United States focused on the educational system for so long. They got so jacked up on just memorizing information, like Albert Einstein was saying, they forgot how to think. And now we wonder why people, don't know how to find jobs that have degrees bouncing off of the walls. And one of my favorite mentors said it perfectly. That's the issue. It's not the degrees. The issue is they don't know how to think. They don't know how the higher faculties in our mind work. Imagination, perception, reason, or common sense, memory, intuition, right? And willpower, the ability to focus. Will Smith said it perfectly. My focus is what got me my success. His will, free will, of course, unless if you want to be a puppet or a scapegoat to some religion or the family that owns all of the media. And this is how you control your anger. You need to start thinking. When I was a teenager, I had very bad anger because I would just I wasn't thinking, I was just reacting. And we are energy, right? Our thoughts, right, create the neural pathways in our brain according to the top, neurosurgeons or brain experts in the world. It's a backwards world that society owned by this one family wants you to believe. That has right now complete control over your subconscious mind, aka your paradigms, that formulate 50 to 60,000 thoughts to your mind every day. This is what awakening is. You take back your subconscious mind, you program it to a way that benefits who you truly are on the inside, you discover yourself from within, and you let go of these dogma masks, and you start thinking. And when I awakened was when I let go of anger, but it was not let go all the way. And this is where inner strength comes from, right? When you go through life, my life was not perfect. Went through college, I did drugs, I slept with probably over 20, 30 different women. I went through depression. I was responsible, later on in my life, I was responsible for 4 children. I hit a rock bottom, had no money to feed those children, and the list goes on. My childhood was even worse. And how did I overcome all of this, right? But when I realized these failures and these mistakes would make me stronger, right? Stronger, wiser. These are very powerful words. Wise. Wisdom is more powerful than knowledge. They say knowledge is power. Wisdom comes from all of your failures and your mistakes. Maturity. People always look at me and they, from high school, and they don't even know who the fuck I am, or they just stare at me dumbfounded for a couple, 5-10 seconds. I had somebody, I had just 2 years. They looked at me like, do we know who you are? I practice what I preach. And your mistakes and your failures, they make you stronger. And I'm not talking about muscles. Once again, so much of society is living in this bullshit illusion. The physical realm is an illusion. I know guys with the biggest muscles, and on the inside, the true inner strength, they're weaker than a little fucking kid. I hear them crying all the time. I hear them, they can't control their anger. And this is why I don't use the word anger. I use the word weak. And it's the truth. I don't censor my vocabulary. I don't censor my videos. I speak the fucking truth. And if it hurts your dogma mask or your insecurity, that's your problem. That's not my problem. I love myself. And this mentality is the truth. And what do I mean by that? Okay, I don't use the word anger. They're weak. They can't respond. They can't control or direct their emotions. They're allowing their energy to have complete control over them. They're allowing other people to rape them every day. Right? We're not physical beings. We're energy. That's what Martin Luther King meant when he said, I will hate no man because I will not allow that man to have power over me. That's what Martin Luther King said. He was way ahead of his times, just like Albert Einstein. I will hate no man for it because I will not allow that man to have power over me. He's Martin Luther King just saying, I will not be raped by random people every day all over the place. I look at these guys with their girlfriends and they wonder why they're cheating on each other. They don't even truly understand or love themselves. They're just in an ego buddy relationship, and then they sit there and allow other guys when they're driving to rape them with their anger. It's so weak. It's weak. And I'm not ranting. I'm trying to get some people to wake up to the truth. You're weak. You're soft. So what do we do then, Luke? Why are you yelling at us? What do we do? There's two keys. Like I said, you must learn how to start thinking and responding. And it takes time. It did not come to me overnight, and it's not going to come overnight to you. I'm not going to bullshit you and be a snake salesman and try to get you all, I can change my life in 24 hours. It takes 21 days to form a new paradigm. So I told a girl who asked me, how do I control my anger? And I told her, subliminal messages, paradigms, right? Take back your subconscious mind instead of allowing it to be ran by one family who owns all of the media and the politicians that work alongside the Catholic Church like they have since the beginning of history or modern civilization, and you take back your subconscious mind yourself. You take back your free thinking. Stop telling... That's what being nice is. Society tells you to do it, so you're going to do it. That's so fake. That's what fake people are. They're insecure. They do what their religion or society tells them. That's a whole other video. So you need to think for yourself, right? When something starts to upset you, right? Let's say right now you're getting upset because of what I'm saying. Take a deep breath. And don't just react. And just, this guy has some nerve. No. Take a deep breath and say, hey, okay, this guy has actually got this guy has my good intentions in his heart. Okay, this guy is actually trying to help me. He's not condescending me. He's not angry. He's not mad. He's actually trying to help me. Okay, maybe I am the problem, not him. Maybe I need to breathe. And that's why I said it's so weak. I hear grown-ass men yelling at their dogs. They're allowing a dog to have power over them. It's so weak. And this is why when you hear a dog barking, just think. Stop and think, actually. Okay, maybe this dog is scared. Maybe this dog is afraid. Like 90% of the dogs that bark. And all day, like I said, I'm always thinking. Right now I'm thinking, while I make this video, I'm thinking a couple of words ahead. I'm focusing on my main point, and I'm putting together the different pieces to make my point. This is what thinking is, right? The most powerful people do it. And why? Because they know if they can control their thoughts and direct their own thoughts and recreate their own thoughts, then they can create whatever reality they want, like the movie Inception, but even more powerful. And you need to listen to affirmations for 21 days, subliminal messages for 21 days that are focusing on allowing you to dissolve your anger, right? Become more peaceful. And these subliminal messages and affirmations will reprogram your mind. 2, you need to start thinking, and I'm not going to say it again, I've said it enough. So subliminal messages for 21 days, thinking. And the last point, like I said, it's going to take time. Why do you think most 60 and 50 and 70-year-olds, mostly 70 and 60-year-olds and so on, are very calm? They've been through a lot of shit in their life. I was watching the movie The Witcher the other night before I, was like, whoa, this is fucking way not for me, for where I'm at in my life at least. But the guy was like 300 years old. Look at Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Look at Yoda in Star Wars. The guy's 900 years old. As you go through life, you overcome trauma, you overcome failures, you overcome mistakes, and you become stronger. Right? And these are the 3 keys. One of them you can't control, besides putting yourself out there. Travel the world. Force yourself to fail and make a mistake to where you can become stronger. And I told you, I'm not going to say it again. You already know number 2. And then 3, reprogram your own subconscious mind. There's subliminal messages and affirmations created just for anger and for inner strength, to develop more inner strength. Right? these are my 3 pointers. Like I said, you can do it. Anyone can do it. The mind is all the same. We all have our own unique individual character and unique individual gifts and talents and so on. But the mind and putting yourself out there, inner strength, we all can develop. Right? So I wish you guys the very best. This is anger, uncensored, straight from the heart. I don't have to sell you to one of my bullshit seminars where you come jump on a stage and act like your problems disappear for $2,000, or come sit in an audience where I'm going to teach you everything about the mind and success that you can learn on YouTube. So I wish you guys the very best. This is my take on anger, like I said, from the Book of Life for free. I wish you guys the very best. Subscribe if you want to watch more videos like this. Check out our other 200 videos we made over the last couple of months, with hundreds of more coming, all for free. We don't need to fill our insecurities. We have no greed here. This is about legacy.